Every superhero has a villain. And Batman is one of my favorite superheroes because he's actually human. But the more good Batman tries to do in the city of Gotham, the more the Joker attacks him. And it's the same thing that happens in our business. It's Monday morning, we're motivated, we've got all of our contacts that, we want to call, we want to build our business, we're ready to go, but then the Joker comes in and says, "What are you thinking? You haven't talked to these people in years. You don't want to call them. I mean, if they were interested, they would call you. And at best, you're going to be an interruption anyway, and then they don't even like you anymore, and then you won't have any friends." And so this is what happens with the actual Joker, is he attacks us. So we need to not succumb to our feelings in our sales career. We need to follow the system that we have set up within our business. Now, I've got all of these remote controls that I took from my house. Now, this remote control actually came with a TV that I bought, but it's kind of like when you start your business, they give you an email account. Okay, that's great. But now I need to call people, so I go to my Post-it note, and then I've got my notepad, and then, you know what, I don't know where I'm going to put all this, so I buy the DVD player, which is the CRM system. But guess what, look how it's so complicated, and I can't figure out how to connect it, and then I have to do triple entry. I put it here on my Post-it note, then I put it in my Outlook or Gmail, and then I put it in the CRM. But then, you know what, I really don't like that, so I get the Dish, and that's supposed to make things easier to stay in contact, which is like my newsletter system. But then, you know what, people want to be added to it, and I forget to do it, and I'm overwhelmed. And then, of course, we've got this remote, which is, like for the whole theater system. And I mean, just look how overwhelming it is. I mean, what do we use as salespeople? We use volume, channel, and power. What we want to do within your sales career is show you how to make everything into one place, how to put things into one place so you can access it. And this is the remote that does all of these in one, that makes things simple. But how do you actually use it? Because if you don't have your desktop, your laptop, and your phone all connected, what ends up happening is you're on the road, but your contacts are on your desktop, and you can't reach the contacts to call that person, then you can't put the note in here, and then you put it in your notepad, and then you're like, well, my calendar doesn't connect either, so I've got my paper calendar, and then it's like, oh, I hate sales. And then we need to ask for referrals because we're kind of doing okay in business, but we're just getting the low-lying fruit. But you know what, we're really not excelling, and we just kind of feel mediocre in it. And then we say, you know what, I'm really not a phone person. That's not really me. I'm more of a communicator, and I connect with people. And that's just the Joker talking to you. We want to make you Batman. We want to make you so efficient and effective that when you call people, like let's say, for example, I give you a referral, and you call that referral 3 times, and they don't call you back. What do you say on the 4th voicemail? And some of you might be thinking, well, I don't even call 3 times. Because they're not interested if we don't call. But guess what? The #1 reason a prospect doesn't return your phone call is because they cannot find your phone number. And the #1 reason, ironically, a salesperson doesn't call back a prospect is because they can't find their phone number either. So we need to set up our system kind of like a campaign and make things really easy for ourselves. You have to put your contacts in one place. For everyone that's bought from you, for example, you need to be in touch with once a month. And then you need to give them a call at least once a year, like an anniversary call. But the question becomes well, what do I do on the 15th of every month for people that already love me, that are my prospects? Here's the thing, there's so many options. You can send a postcard, a newsletter, a flyer, you can add them to Facebook or Twitter. It doesn't matter to me what you use, but you have to be in contact because our prospects can't find our phone number when they want to call us. I want to show you how to use business cards more effectively, how to get people to call you back on the 5th phone call or the 10th. And here's the thing, you have to call people up to 12 times. So every time you get a business card, what do you actually do with it? Now, some of us pay people to organize us in big binders like this, and it's alphabetized, but we never actually opened it. And look, there's actually a referral in the back of this. But what do we do if we can't find this business card in this big pile of business cards? And we know we want to call them, and then we wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and we're like, oh, I didn't call them yet. And then we didn't call, but we see them 6 months later at a networking event, and then it's like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. What we want to do is make things simple for you. We want to take away all of the overwhelm, and I want to show you how to make the 10 calls in 30 minutes. And actually, I guarantee that you can make 40 calls a day. And that needs to be the minimum of what you're actually doing, because that's only 2 hours of work time, or what I call money producing activity, and that's not even part-time. But if you can do that, I can show you how to make as much money as you want to make, and more importantly, you can serve your customers, because it's not really about what you say or what you're selling. It comes down to, what does the customer need to hear? What solution do you need to solve for your actual prospect? Because when you come from that perspective, you're there to serve and to give. So in order to not become the Joker and succumb to all of these things that don't work for us, we need to make you into the Batman. Give us a call.